Why do we bathe our cats? They clean themselves. Why do we bathe our cats? I mean, sometimes my cats be not cleaning themselves, right? Like, sometimes my cats be having some leftovers, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, I'm talking about you, Milo. Okay, you see this? This is my pretending to know what the hell I'm talking about face. Just call me Nay, the animal expert. I've owned cats for 2 years and I've been washing cats for about the same. And I've really narrowed down meticulously the best methods on how to wash your cat. Let's get started on the steps to bathe your pet, or in this case, for cats. You need to know your cats. Their history. What were they like when you first got them? Were they skittish? Were they very personable, very friendly? Was it a stray that you just happened to take in? I know for me, Milo is a lot more skittish than Kit. I mean, he's starting to grow out of his shell as he knows that we are not going to kill him. But I do think he came from a background of shelters on shelters and stray life. Kit, however, I think he's come from a very good life. I got him as a very small kitten. Is your adult cat used to being bathed, or is it its first time? And do you need to take it a little bit slow, or maybe even think about possibly not bathing your cat as he goes into, please don't go in that litter box right now.
Bruh.
Anyway, what was I saying? Do you have something to say? You have something to add? Oh, okay. Just go ahead and look out the bedroom window. Yes, yes, indeed. He just mews. He doesn't meow. He mews. Anyway, so when we tried to bathe Milo, we were kind of successful. I mean, he was not as calm as Kit. He almost tore up my kitchen trying to get away from the sink. He was like almost traumatized. And so I will not be bathing Milo today. I will be bathing Kit and Kit only. We have a water-free cleaning method. It's like a mousse. I got it from Chewy. And Milo does a lot better with that instead. So we'll be doing that for Milo. And I'll show you how I wash Kit. Kit, I've been bathing since he was probably 4 months old, which is not that old. I mean, he's not kitten like a baby kitten, but his name is kitten, yes. He's not a baby kitten at 4 months, but he's also not a full-grown cat yet, so he was still quite small. My ex-best friend was in this program where they take in pets for a little bit to see how they like it. And see until they can get rehomed, for essentially just to clear up shelter space. She volunteered to take Kit into her care until he found another home through the shelter. I got her keys because me and her were that close. I got her keys to get her dogs from her because I loved her dogs. And I saw him in the kennel, and I smelled him because I guess she didn't make time to come home to let him out, so he had like pooped and peed all over himself in his kennel. So I got him out of there and I bathed him, and then I took him home. It's because, I mean, I was taking the dogs and I might as well take the cat too, and she was so busy with work. I don't even really understand why she was in the program, because she was so busy that it's like, why are you taking care of stray animals? But anyway, so I took the 2 dogs and the cat. Kit was very good with the dogs and he loved me. He would cuddle up next to me and everything, and he had a very good history with me with bathing from the jump. Like the first time he met me, I bathed him. And at that time, I think he wanted to get bathed because he was soaked and soiled in his own mess, that bathing him was probably what he wanted at that time. And that's a rare statement. I don't think cats ever want to touch water, but I think he really appreciated it at that time. And so Kit, over the last 2 years, has been an angel when it comes to baths. I used to bathe him monthly, and he got really used to it. And then I decided, oh, well, they clean themselves, so why am I cleaning them monthly? Why do I clean them at all? Honestly, I don't really know. I can think of a bunch of reasons, but they need to be cleaned. But anyway, so So I started cleaning him about every 3 to 4 months. Milo, on the other hand, I got Milo when he was really close to adulthood. He was like 8, 9 months. He was already getting pretty big. Well, I had Milo for a brief minute through the same program, but I gave him back because I didn't want another cat. I had Kid already. But then I fell in love with Milo, and I just kept visiting him and visiting him until eventually I decided to bring him home. Milo did not meet me through a bath. Milo met me through just pure love and care, and I could not let him go. Finally, after torturing myself over like the period of a month, and he got big fast. When I first saw him, he was still pretty tiny, but he got big, like full adult fast. Over the period of a month, he was pretty much Kid's size. So he wasn't as new and moldable as Kid was. And he was very skittish. At any tiny movement, he would run and hide under the bed or hide in the bathroom or something. So he was you could tell he came from a background that was not as pleasant as Kid, most likely. I just knew I would have a hard time based on his behavioral tendencies. And so I decided, let's not do that to him, because I care about him enough to not traumatize him, you know? So we came up with another solution for times like that when he like absolutely needs to be clean. And Milo is a little bit longer haired, got longer and thicker hair than fur than Kid. Kid is completely short haired. So sometimes you do need to get up in there. Make sure that you're not traumatizing them, and make sure it's absolutely necessary for those cats that you know you just can't get in the bath. Bathe. If you do get a kitten from jump and you know that you want to bathe them periodically, start them out young. If you have not gotten your cat at that young age and you can't mold them like that, then just make sure you know your cat and know what their limits are, because you don't want them experiencing anxiety, and you don't want them to be really, really hurt, or to lose trust in you, or to be scared of you or the water or anything. You want your cats to live in this home as peacefully as you do. Oh, this is a good one, because I made this mistake when I tried to wash Milo. I learned from experience. Not all cats are vicious, but listen, okay? Some cats just come from that kind of background where they just need to protect themselves all the time, but some cats, they react purely off of fear. Like, they're not trying to scratch you or attack you, but they're trying to get up from out of the sink, so they're constantly trying to grab onto something. And I don't believe in declawing. I think it's inhumane. Not that they're humans, but it's still not moral to take their livelihood away like that. You look into it more later, but declawing is no go, no bueno. But I do take some scissors and some or maybe like those razor things. I'll show you it later. It's like a shaver. It's like shaves down your their claws instead of clipping them, in case you get too close. And clip them about once or twice a month. Clip them, especially if you know they're tearing at your furniture, which my cats know better now. Tearing at your furniture. If you know you're about to do something like bathe them or clean them or take them to the vet or something like that, where you know they could seriously hurt somebody just off of whatever reaction they have, you want to make sure their claws are clipped. Trust me, you'll thank me. Step 2, you want to make sure you prep your bathing area, okay? You can't go up to your cat, take off their collar and throw them in there and then expect to, oh, well, let me still grab this towel. Oh, well, let me grab the shampoo. And oh, I need this, while they're sitting here figuring out what you're doing. The more time they have to think about what you're doing, the more time they have to react and say, oh shit, fuck this, I'm out. Chances go bye-bye. So when you know you're about to plan, you know you're about to bathe your cat, grab your towel, grab your pitcher. Yes, you need a pitcher or a cup or something. I'll explain why later. Grab your washcloth. I'll explain that as well. And get your place prepped. If you're about to use a bathtub, if you're about to bathe your cat in a bathtub, listen, you already fucked up. Do not pick a bathing area that is as big as that, okay? Cats, they ain't stupid, especially after you've done this for a few times. They get to see in the area and they get to looking and they'll be like, oh, she about to turn on that water. Guess what they gonna do? What you need to do is pick a small, not so small that you can barely fit the cat in the damn spot, but a nice sink size, not a small sink like a bathroom sink, but like a kitchen sink size. Or if you have a utility sink out near your laundry room or something like that. Because a bathtub is too much space to run. Way too, you need it nice and confined so you can stay in control of the situation the whole time. Bathtubs leave way too much room for you to try to maneuver and make sure they ain't going nowhere. Bigger space equals easier escape. And while we're talking about space, before I move on, don't fill up the space. In your sink or whatever you choose that's suitable, don't fill up the bottom. Set them in the dry bottom of that space so that they're not immediately touching water. Don't have any water running. Just set them in the space. Take off their collar. Calm them down some. It's okay. It's okay. You don't want them to be freaking out immediately from the get-go. Rub on them a little bit and let them know it's okay. It's a safe space. And then you want to use a pitcher or a cup, because the sprayer thing that comes with your sink, and you definitely don't want to be using a shower head. Anything with that kind of pressure is just going to freak them out. Yes, it might feel good on our scalp when we wash our hair because we got some heavy scalps, got some big ass noggins. But for them, their fur is not used to being, especially house pets, they're not used to having that kind of pressure on their skin. Especially like short-haired cats like Kit. You do not want to be using pressurized items like that to wash your cat. Never pour the water from the spout or from the spigot directly on the cat. You want to have it off to the side, flow into the pitcher, let it flow into the cup, and then use said cup or pitcher to then rinse and wet your cat. I see a lot of cat videos where people tend to not do this. Lingering on your bath time. Be quick. Once you get, especially when you get into the habit of doing this a little bit more. But if not, have a plan in motion. Okay, set the cat down, calm them down. Okay, soap, water, dip 1 or 2 times, max 2 times though, because cats really don't need to be cleaned that much. Unless you just have a spot where they just really mess themselves up. 1 to 2 times, rinse and dry. Do not sit there, oh, he's so cute while he's wet. And, oh, I'm just gonna dilly-dally and grab this because I forgot it. And he's sitting there, he or she is sitting there soaking wet, looking at you or freaking the out because you are taking forever. Do not prolong it. I learned this the hard way. The quicker it is, the more tolerable they'll be, and the faster their pain is over. While you're washing them, do not just take the soap or the bottle of shampoo or the Dawn and just drizzle it all up and down their head and their body. No, be strategic about where you place the soap too. Think about how much you're gonna have to rinse later, right? So for Kit, he doesn't have a lot of fur. So I don't focus on the neck and head area as much as I do the body and the butt area. And even still, I'm not in his booty hole. I'm just one swipe and that's it. You know, for those long-haired cats where they got a lot of maybe gnats and stuff, you might have to work it in there. But if you know you don't need to get it that deep into his neck and his head, just put the soap on his body and then scrub it and work it up to the neck head area. Because later on when you go to rinse, you're going to be rinsing that area. You don't want to be rinsing more areas than necessary. You got to be strategic about what you're going to rinse later after you scrub. You know what I'm saying? The longer you take the rinse, the more unpleasurable this experience is. I see people do this in their washing cat videos a lot. No shade, but listen. And this is another reason why you need to use a cup. And this is another reason why you need to not put it directly on their head, the soap directly on their head. Use your cup and for their body, just underneath their neck. Use a washcloth to just a little bit to rub out the soap, to rub it out and rinse it out that way. Because if you just take a cup and dump it on their head, or a pitcher and dump it on their head, you want to see a cat freak out? Imagine a child who is just learning how to swim. You don't want to just drown them or just douse them in water. or throw them in the pool. You want to kind of take it step by step, because again, they're not humans, they're animals. They need to be soothed. They need to know everything is okay, because they can't communicate like we communicate. If you know your cats don't like water, why are you drowning your cat? Go easy with them. Take it easy. I also use the washcloth around the sensitive areas too. I'll just do one swipe in the back, you know, one swipe in the front. It's towel time. Kit loves this. Milo, and for Milo, it calmed him down a lot. You know, with babies, when you first bring a baby home, they tell you to swaddle your cat. They tell you to swaddle them. So you wrap them up tightly and nice and snug in their blanket. And it just makes them feel like everything is okay, and they go right to sleep. They calm down, everything is good. Same thing with cats. They just went through something they really don't like. And for some cats, like Milo, something very traumatizing. And so you want to take the towel and swaddle them with it. And not only does it soak up, get you a good towel, and one that you don't really care about too much, because they're fur. But anyway, you don't have to do all of this unless you have a long-haired cat. Long-haired cats do tend to take a lot longer to dry off. If you have a long-haired cat, it might be better to blow dry, but still keep it on a low setting, medium heat, if not cool. And go easy on that, because some cats may enjoy the air, some might be freaked out by it. Again, know your cat. But they do just love to sit in that towel and just relax and catch their breath and be warm again. And normally they'll tell me when they're ready to get out of the towel, like by starting to swiggle more, or ready to shake it out. Normally by that time they can shake it out themselves and start grooming themselves for 30 minutes if you let them. When they get mostly dry, you want to brush it out. For long-haired cats, get you a little bit more of a prickly brush. For short-haired cats, don't hurt your cats. You go for the stubby bristles. The bristles don't have to go as deep with short-haired cats. So get you a stubby bristled brush and just kind of help that fur go back into place, because they're not going to be able to get, try as they might, they're not going to be able to get every area of their fur like they'd like to. Have you ever washed your cat? If so, tell me about your experience in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Bye. You can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Tell me about it there. Share this video if somebody needs to see this, because some of y'all doing y'all cats dirty. I'm just saying. Check out the producer for the music of most of this video, AMKG Productions. All the links will be in the description. Remember to be open-minded and free-spirited as you try these things, okay? And tell me how it goes. I will see y'all next time. So I was expecting Milo to sit here or be kind of cute in the corner, which is why I have that, but I guess I was wrong. Hey, it's Nay. So I know you just saw my face and you're probably tired of seeing it because I talked a lot about cats. But if you do like more cat videos, check out my vlog channel, Nay Tries Vlogs. A link will be in the description. I have plenty more of my cats, where that came from, trust me. And hit subscribe so you don't miss out.